Hello, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm here for Tassel Tuesday. And so this was a collab started by Jovi with Creating with Jovi. She will have all the participants linked below her video, and I try to link them all below my video too, their channel. So just check everybody out. Everyone makes some beautiful tassels. So this week I am making some quick, easy tassels, and this was inspired by the scraps that I've had from my tassel making the last several weeks. So you will see the different colors that I've been using in the past few weeks in these trying to use them up in these tiny, like this is a tiny one because this is the size of the scrap that I had left. All I did was add a few pieces of lace with the scraps, and there you go. I have the adorable little tassel, like mini tassel here. So this one, just to let you know, I mean, you can make a tassel any size you want. You can make them long and flowing and fluffy. You can make them short and fluffy. You can make them short and skinny, whatever you want. So this one, I think the longest piece down here from the top of this little ball right here is about 4.5 inches. It's longer than it looks. And then you add the little ring. I did put these on a little notebook ring. And so it's just the fabric ribbon and lace and a little notebook ring here, a loose leaf ring it's called. So, and these are, I'm using 3/4 inch loose leaf rings. So that one I made from scrap fabrics. This one I had the yellow left from the tassel I made a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago. And it was the yellow and green one, but I had just the yellow left. I added some of this, like, it's a trim right here, like an eyelet trim. So I added some of that for contrast, you know, different color in there, besides just yellow. And then I tied it off with a bow, a loose leaf ring again. And this one's, you can see a little, they're both fluffy, but they're both a little smaller than what I've been making. This one's bigger than that one though, or longer. This one is the longest string here, or ribbon, is about 7 inches from right here, the top of this little ball. So let's put that to the side and let's see if we can make a couple together here, just from scratch, and use up some of our scraps. So this was this is fabric, and I call it fabric ribbon when I tear it into strips like this, because it's like you're making ribbon, right? So all I do, this is a little thicker than I want. This way a little wider, so I'm just going to tear a couple of these to get the size strips that I want. So this is a really long piece, and this is made from a vintage sheet. So you can use anything you want though in your any kind of fabric, any kind of ribbon, any kind of eyelash trim. You know, you can use wax cord or some kind of like baker's twine, especially if you want to string some beads. See, that was really long, right? So we're going to get, this is the rest of it. I don't know if I'll need all that. This might be enough right here. So once you tear it, then I kind of go ahead and pull off some strings here, because those are just going to get in our way. I like the fraying, but the strings must go. So there we go. Got my little trash can here. Yep, got to get rid of the strings. It's part of the process here. But this is, I thought, I made those two little ones that I just showed you really quick. So I thought, let's just make some, you know, I want to use up, I'll show you my bags from the last few weeks. I've been putting the extras in, dividing them up, like as to the color that I've been using into different bags. But you know, my bags are multiplying here, so I've got to use up the rest of what I didn't use, you know, in previous weeks, because I got some ready and then I didn't use it all the fabric ribbon or trims or whatever I got ready. So let's make another little tiny one, like this little blue one. That's so cute. So I'm going to, let's see, I said that was about 4.5 inches long, so that would be about 8-9 inches to start here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about like that if I want 9. I think that was 9. 8 would be about right there. Let's go ahead and do 9. Try that. When I cut it, I sometimes do cut at a little angle, like a ribbon. You know, if it's not like this one's already cut and it's straight across, I'm not going to cut it again. I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to make any more scraps or anything like that. But since I am cutting it, I'm going to go ahead and cut it at an angle. So let's see how quick we can make some little tiny mini tassels today. And I'm seeing a string, so if I see a string, I'm going to pull it off. You know, go ahead and pull it off. I don't want to wait till later because, I mean, I don't, because it might mess up my tassel if I do it later, you know what I mean? So, and sometimes I lay out my you know, ribbons or whatever I'm putting into my tassel differently. Right now I'm just kind of laying them down, seeing what I have. See how many little ribbons this makes for one thing. I want to see what I get out of this, that one long strip that we cut or tore in half. So it's super fun to do. You know, you can get more, you know, complicated, not really complicated, but you can put more into it, or you can make simple ones. And sometimes it's just nice to make something simple, right? A lot of times it's nice to make just something quick and simple. So that's what I wanted to do tonight. Quick and simple. Use up some of these scraps. And there I go. Okay, so this is a little bit too short. I'm going to lay this over here. This could be our little top tie piece that we tie around the little ball, you know. And so I've got this from the other half of that piece we just tore up. Let's go ahead. Maybe we'll, let's see how fluffy this is by itself. Yeah, I think that might need a little more there. Or we might lay it out different in a second. I just want to get these cut first. Pull off the strings. Okay. Yeah, this is a really long piece, so I've got long strings here. But yeah, grab your fabric and make some tassels with me. Pause the video, go grab your fabric, and make some tassels with me. So if you don't have this little metal loose leaf ring that I'm using tonight, you can just use another strip of fabric. You don't have to have any certain, you know, anything certain like a metal piece or any kind of like lobster claw clasp or anything like that to top off. You can just use some ribbon or some lace, you know, whatever you're using. Just use an extra piece of that at the top, so you don't have to go out and buy anything special, you know, especially for a cute little simple one like this. And these really are the perfect size to put on a journal, you know what I mean? They won't dangle down too much or anything like that. So let's see if we can get these cut real quick. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Today is Monday, and this will be coming out tomorrow on Tuesday. So I had a decent Monday for Monday, except that I had to wait to see if the roads were slippery. It sleeted here yesterday, so I had to see if the roads were slippery. So I waited a little bit before I went to work so that I could make sure if there was any ice on the road, that maybe melted and turned to water instead of ice. So yeah, by the time I did go to work, it was melted, so that worked out well. Better to be safe than sorry, you know what our mothers told us, right? Okay, so here is all the pieces. Now here's a little tiny piece that I had left. I'm going to save that. I can always put that on something, the topper of a little tag. You can fold it over and staple it on or glue it on or something. So that is not getting thrown away, and we're using this maybe for the topper here. So I want to add a couple pieces of, this is I found this at a thrift store 2 or 3 years ago, and it's this beautiful white kind of eyelet trim here. So what I was doing, and I've never used it but like this before, but I saw it and I was like, well, I wonder if I can do something like, see how it has this jagged edge? And I was like, that kind of, maybe has kept me from using it, but I was like, I wonder, because I've been tearing this fabric. I was like, I wonder if I can tear this. So what I did was just take a piece, measure my length, cut, and then I just tore it like I've been tearing my sheets and my fabric and things. So I just made a little slit there, tore this like this, and there you go. I have a nice little torn edge there, which is not really even fraying, and a nice little piece of, without that jagged edge, and it's thinner, like this way, so it's not so wide to fit, into my tassel here. I needed a thinner piece anyway, so here's a little string I'm going to pull off. So let's get a couple of those. I got one. Let's get one more. So in case you find trim like that, you can use it. You can tear it and tear off that jagged edge if you want to. So there we go. Let's do it again. And do we have any strings? A little bit. I did turn it around, like, see how I have my little eyelet, that one facing this way, one facing this way. I think I put 4 pieces in that one, so like 2 halves of each piece, if you know what I mean. So let's cut 2 more, because that made it really pretty. And I don't want this too long. I don't want to waste it. So just trying to get just the right length, so I don't have to cut any off, because this is so pretty. I don't want to waste it. Okay. Yeah, we got 2 there. Let's rip those. So I'll put another one out. Yeah, that way, facing out, the eyelet trim facing out. Tear this one. This one facing out this way. Okay, let's just, here's my notebook rings. I didn't know how many look how many I thought I was going to make. Look at that. Right, Sherry? I don't think so. Okay, so yeah, let's just wrap this around here. Now if you were using a ribbon or a piece of lace, you'd do the same thing. Just wrap it around, but then you would tie off a little knot here. I'm not tying a knot because I have this. If you're using this, you just kind of pull it down. See if everything's where you want it. I'm going to pull this up, this little lace. I want to pull this up on top a little bit here. I can always undo it and adjust, of course. But okay, I pulled that one on top, but that little eyelet still facing this way. And then this little eyelet I'm going to pull up on top too. For some reason it kind of sank right to the bottom when I gathered it up. Okay, so then I have it. I thought I saw a string here. You see a string? Yeah, right here. I hate to pull one out now because it messes everything up, but I just didn't want that in there. There's another string. Okay, so now I'm going to look at it. Is everything where I want it as far as the length? Let's pull this over a little bit. And I'm looking at all my little fabric ribbons, my little eyelet pieces. See if everything's the right length here. I don't think I'm going to pull off any more strings right now because I'm just going to mess everything up. So then you just make sure it's straight and not twisted. This one's a little twisted. Okay, so I'm going to pull it down. How does it look? This one looks short. Let's pull this a little bit. I think it's all right though. See, it's still fluffy. Still got your nice fluffy little tassel. It's just shorter than what we've been making, which I think is fun to make all different sizes. Okay, so I've got a short little piece of it. If this is not long enough, I can get another piece real quick from my other, because I've got more scraps over there, and it might not be long enough because I've been on those 2. I tied a little bow. If I use this piece, I'm not going to be able to tie a little bow. So let me grab another piece right here and make us a longer piece. Just 1 second. Gotta grab a tissue. Okay. Let me make us another little piece for the top here, because my plan is to use all of this up. I'm going to try to show you my bags too before I go, and you'll see. I would like to use up all of those little bags of extra strips from my previous tassels and just keep making some quick little tassels like this and use up all of my little scraps that I can. They're not actually even scraps, they're just extra pieces too, you know. So let's see, let's get a nice long piece so I can tie a bow. I can always trim it if it's too long. Okay, there we go. Okay, get all the extra out of the way here. And then I've got a string, a couple strings to pull off. Let's see. Strings, strings, strings. It does stop fraying though. You just got a couple, you got two or three strings usually when you do that. And see, here's some on the end, some little like fraying there on the end. I'm just going to cut a little angle there like a ribbon. And how's this end? This end was already cut at an angle. So I try to put my fabric so that when I tie it, the front is facing out. But this looks like it's pretty on both sides. Well, maybe this is the lighter side right here. So that's facing up right now. So when we tie it, the right side will be out. Okay, hopefully I didn't do this too short now. I think it's fine. Once you get it tied, you tie it down pretty tight here. So before I pull it really tight, I'm going to pull my pieces down. Here they look like they're kind of fluffing up a little bit too much. They're up into the loose leaf ring. So just pull them down and then go ahead and pull it tight. Let's see, you can always pull it down again before you finish tying this off. Okay, I think that's about as tight as it's going to get. Kind of pulling on all my pieces there. Okay, so I've got that one first knot there, and I'm just going to tie a little bow. Let's see, I want my little bow to be in the front, so let me just see if I can move this around. I didn't really mean to tie it there. I wasn't paying attention. Let me loosen that up and pull it around a little bit here, unless I have to undo it and retie it. Okay, yeah, see how I'm pulling it around to the front instead of on the side there. Okay, so now I can pull it tight, tie myself a pretty little bow. And I try to tie it so that my fabric, my right side is out. So when I tie my little bow, I still have my right side out, but then when I go to push the last loop through, I turn my fabric around so that the right side is still out, so that you don't see the back side. Okay, so then you just get your little loops. I get my little loops even out here from my bow, you know what I mean, on both sides. And I think let's see, I think this one's a little bit longer. Let me pull this. There we go. Now you can leave these longer and make them part of your tassel, or I just have them short here. So, and then you can kind of adjust, like pull this down and kind of just pull it around to where you want it. And there you have a pretty little bow on top of your fluffy little mini tassel. And see, that was easy. That was pretty easy. We did it all on video here today. I've been taking longer on some of the tassels where I'm stringing beads and buttons and things. So I was doing them before the video so that, because it takes longer than my video time. But this was pretty quick. So you can make these little tassels, and you can make them longer too, just with a few pieces where you can get them done a little faster, and they don't have to take a long time, and they're super, when you're done, that you've got a super cute little tassel for whatever you want to use it for. your journal or any kind of home decor or anything. So even on a little gift or something, right? Or you can make, I saw the prettiest on Pinterest, the prettiest tassel banner. So, you know, lots of uses for all kinds of tassels. So here's the 3 that we did this week. Super cute, right? Adorable. So thanks for watching today. And I'll see y'all next time. Have a great Tuesday. Thanks for watching.